Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello, Buckeye Nation. Jeff Rash here. Welcome to the Gilmer Coaches Show. I'm joined today with our coach, head athletic director, head football coach, Mr. Alan Metzel. So, Alan, congratulations on another win.
Thank you.
That was one of the most entertaining games I've ever watched in the stadium. Was it entertaining? I'm curious. Is it entertaining for you when that's going on, or do you just like, oh, dear God, let's get this over with?
Yeah, I wouldn't say entertaining.
Not entertaining, not amusing?
That's not how I look at it.
Well, everybody else found it amusing, so it was good.
Grateful, I guess, would be a better word. Yeah.
The week before against Lindale, we had, and I know you and Todd talked about this, but we were calling people out when they were leaving the stands. We're like, if you left and you're listening in your car right now, you were missing the greatest game ever against Lindale. We had no idea what we were going to see the very next week.
Right.
It's crazy.
No, that was a lot of plays. You know, that's a season's worth of highlights for both teams.
How many plays do you know how many
Well, if you
snaps?
count in the special teams and so forth, it was like 225 plays, which normally you're at 128, 132.
It's unbelievable.
So it was almost double.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So we broke another school record. The old record was from, that I recall anyway, in the recent years since you've been here, 2006, Gilmer Canton, combined score 119 points. Then we jumped to this season, 2023, us against Chapel Hill, a combined total of 124 points. This broke the record once again, 144 points.
Pretty crazy.
It's crazy. Well, and it states a lot about what we want to talk about today, which is the offense and the weapons that we've got to use and being able to outscore your opponent to that degree. And a lot of people around town, I'm sure they ask you, but they ask me all the time, you know, do we just not have defense? Because they're looking at these high-scoring games. So I want us to talk about that a little bit, about what we're looking at, because I disagree with that statement completely. I think we have a good defense. And when you look at those scores, people go, well, that's impossible if people are scoring that many points. But here's what everybody needs to remember. For some reason, this man scheduled us against, college teams. He might as well have. Because every game, these first 5 games, were all Division I. We keep talking about this, but it's noteworthy. Division I schools. We're a Division II school, which means our enrollment, we're right at, 800, somewhere in that range?
Right around 800.
We're playing schools that have 11, 12, 1,300 kids, more kids to choose from. They usually are going to get bigger kids, more, because you have more to choose from. That's just logical. But on top of that, we play those schools all the time. We don't. That's good preseason workout, right? But we've never played this level of competition, even in those schools that we played before, because we're playing not only Division I schools. We're played Chapel Hill, ranked #1 in the state, which they should be in Division I. Right. So big school, #1 in the state. Then you roll to Kilgore. They're ranked 3 somewhere in there.
Them, Lindale, all those guys. They're up in 10.
They're all in the top 10. Right. So we're playing Division I and the top 10 in Division I. So we're punching way above our weight class. Still should have won the Kilgore game. I think that was taken away from us. Let's not talk about that. That's just sour grapes. But Chapel Hill, clearly, that was a good win for them. I would have loved to play them in Game 3, though. It would have been a more interesting game. But Paris is the best Paris team I've ever seen. It's the best Chapel Hill I've ever seen. I think it's the best Kilgore team I've ever seen. And then this last week, we play a 5A school. Now, I know they're a new program, but they're well coached, and they got lots of
really good
resources.
Some good skill kids. Well, and they played Salina 2 weeks ago. They played them 45-42. It's not like when we were preparing for them that we didn't think this was going to be a challenging game. You know, we recognize they're well coached. They fight hard. They don't quit. They're struggling in some of their games with some of their consistency. But when they play well, they're a handful.
They're going to be a good football program.
They will be really good.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They will.
Hopefully, we'll never have to play them again because they're in that 5A, and I heard they even could roll up to 6A.
Yeah, they're blowing up there.
Yeah, when you've got a Sonic in your cafeteria, you've got a
lunchroom.
You got a
Jimmy John's and
whatever else
it's
they got.
Crazy.
Yeah, so. That's awesome. But it was a very exciting game, and luckily the Buckeyes came out on top. So What did you see that you really were encouraged with, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball?
Well, offensively, we're making some high-level plays in order to score. Our ability to go down the field and hit some of those deep passes to Tarek Tate, to Jeremiah Noble, to Brendan Webb. That bodes well for the future. Moving ahead, that makes other teams have to play you differently. Which opens up running lanes. It opens up a shorter intermediate game, that sort of thing. So really pleased with that. Thrilled with the way Caden is progressing. Tennyson, our quarterback, each week he's just playing with more confidence. He made
Looks
several.
Comfortable.
He does. There were a couple. We actually dropped a 4th down pass and a 3rd down and 16 that would have made first downs, but he hit them right in the hands. Obviously we don't want to drop any. We don't make any mistakes. But that he's hitting those. We have a confidence that we can make that call in pressure situations, and he's going to put it on guys. You won't always catch all of them. We're working towards that. But really pleased with what some of those things are. Line did a super job giving him a platform to throw from all night long. He's able to step into his throws. Defensively, the thing that you alluded to it. It's not that our defense does not have potential or is playing bad. We've got mistakes. We get it. We're all in the process of working on those things. But we're playing high level competition. We're playing some really good quarterbacks, which that's
4 of the best I've seen in recent years.
That's critical. To when you're playing an opponent in how that opens up their playbook. When that guy can make plays and knows how to do RPOs, and we were talking earlier about some of the schemes that they were doing where he's reading, he's got a run read, he's able to throw passes off of it and so forth, so you're not able to bring secondary down into the run game because you're out there covering, and so now they can isolate a guy. They're putting pressure on us. Now we have to improve with in our ability to be able to take care of things in the box, and we will, and to cover by the same token. What I was pleased with was some of the opportunistic plays that we made on defense as far as getting turnovers. You see Elias Castillo, it's one that I've got on our clips here in a minute, where he rips the ball out and is able to recover it. Our ability to come up with the big play when Micah Easley could have quit on the play, and instead he runs the guy down and tears the ball out and flips it around. And then Brendan Webb had the interception. And then also you see our special teams getting into it where they're trying to put pressure on us by kicking all these onside kicks. And Tarek Tate, our guys did a great job of blocking, and he scoops it up and runs for a touchdown. That doesn't make teams want to kick onside kicks very often, when you have that ability. So there's a handful of things I'm really pleased with. Plenty of things for us to continue to work on.
So let's talk about the kicking game just real quick. One of the observations that we made is it seems like we've got our kickoff return team seems to really be getting us in good field position.
They are.
We're good at returning.
Right.
But it seems like we're also watching the other teams getting good returns. They're always on that 33, 34, 35-yard line. Is there what's happening there? How are we so good on return and we're giving the other team better field position on the kickoff?
Understand that in today's game, typically with the returners that you have and so forth, and a lot of the rules and so forth of what you can do and what you can't do and all those kind of things. The 30-yard line, if you can keep somebody inside the 30, you've met your goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That's what's on our board in there.
Okay.
So 30 is our yard mark of were we successful. So if we can keep them, somewhere around there, we're not too upset. If it's 33, we'll live with that. Our goal is to keep it inside the 30. Some of that is being more consistent in where we place it as we kick it. Some of it is better lane integrity, guys running down and so forth. So, those are things that we'll continue to work on.
But we're always shooting for 30 or below.
We're trying to get inside the 30-yard line. That's
and you got a great kicker this year.
We do.
Braden Pate.
We do.
He's really come on.
He is.
I mean, he's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job.
Well, let's look at some highlights.
Okay.
So we've got about 13 to show our audience today. So we'll run through these pretty quick. First one's Brandon Webb touchdown.
Brendan Webb, we're going to bring him in motion, zoom motion across the formation. We're going to let our fullback, Devin McDonald, and tailback, Will Henderson, you can see them both right there double teaming on the edge, and they just run this guy into the ground. Brendan's able to get right around them and into the end zone.
They not only ran him in the ground, they prevented the person behind him from making a touchdown.
Correct.
Or making the tackle.
Fantastic effort.
So this next one is, again, Webb, this time a TD catch.
Okay, on this one, we're going to shoot Will out in a quick motion to the outside. We've thrown the ball to him, swinging out wide over the past several games, and so that gets people's eyes in the backfield. And then we take Brendan, who's the number 2 receiver there, over the top, and Caden just throws a beauty of a ball, drops it right on top of him for a touchdown. That's how you want it to look.
Textbook right there. This next one is to Eric Tate, who had just the best game of his life. This is one of his many touchdowns catches, 37 yards.
37-yarder. Here he is at the top of the screen, up standing on the 40. He's one-on-one with their corner out there, and so you're going to see Caden get the snap, drop into the pocket, puts the ball up, and watch Tarek go up
catch.
And over the guy's shoulder pads.
That's just athletic
and
right
pulls
there.
the ball back into himself and falls onto it. It's just an amazing catch.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great. Here's another Tate touchdown, 34 yards this time.
Again, using Will as the lure. You know, Will has made a lot of big plays this year, and so we send him out in motion out there in the flat. Or excuse me, this one is Brendan. We take Brendan into the flat and throw to Tarek over the top. Big play. You know, when you can go over the top, it opens up all the stuff underneath, and so that was a big shot for him. And it seemed like every time we got around the 35 to the 40, Tarek caught a touchdown pass. So it was good.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day.
We will.
This next one is on the ground. This is Will Henderson, one of his touchdowns, 44-yard scamper.
Super job here by Will. Watch as we give him the ball. Watch Elias right there. Elias Castillo, our fullback, catch the edge, sets the edge, lets Will get around. Then you're going to start seeing some other guys. There is Tarek that we've talked about catching these passes. He takes the corner out. Here comes Brendan Webb with his block, and Tarek goes the distance for a touchdown on the way to running for 269 yards and 4 touchdowns on the night.
Heck of a night.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This next one is Elias again. Mm-hmm. This time he's stripping the ball from the runner.
Here he is playing linebacker in the middle of the field. Right there, he grabs hold of the runner. Of course, the runner's had a nice gain there, about 5 yards, but he gets his hands on him, and once he grabs him, then he starts stripping the ball, and you can see it fly out right there, and then the ball lands back in his lap. And so not only did he strip the ball, but was able to get the recovery, turns the momentum, and we end up going down and scoring a touchdown after this.
Crucial time at the point of the game also. Here's another Henderson touchdown, this time 39 yards.
We've got,
and this was on a 4th and 3.
4th and 3, you know, so you're kind of in that area. Are we going to run it? Are we going to throw it? And went ahead and went with Will on this particular play. Great job here by Nick Zamaron right there, picking off the linebacker. Another great block out here on the edge. This time it's Jeremiah Noble. And then here's Brendan again with a long block. Just great job keeping his feet moving, keeping his hands inside. Will takes it for the touchdown.
Yeah, he drove that guy from here to Dairy Queen.
No doubt.
That was just a great job, stayed on that block that long. A lot of people give up after a few licks or a couple of yards, and he just kept driving and driving and driving.
Absolutely.
He's the guy that really set that thing loose.
He did.
That was designed to be a up the middle, and Will bounced that out.
He did a great job of reading his blocks and going where the opening was.
Yeah, he's good at finding daylight. Mm-hmm. This next one's Mike Easley. Runs down, makes another strip.
So Walnut Grove was making some good plays off our edge here. You're going to see they pull their guard and tackle the opposite direction, hand the ball to the back, and he's able to get outside our end, and this gives him a lot of territory to run. And so here comes Micah from way away, opposite field, so opposite side of the field. Here he comes and runs him down, and then at this point, not only does he tackle him, but he rips the ball out, and so now we get the ball instead of them being in our plus territory. Huge, huge play. Great job where you're teaching your kids, never give up, always finish the play, always, you never know what's going to happen, and he gets us the ball back.
Yeah, which resulted in another touchdown.
Exactly.
Right from that turnover.
That's exactly right.
This next one is interception by Webb.
Okay, so here, again, Walnut Grove's trying to make their comeback. They're trying to, they've been scoring some points. Right now they're looking at our defense. They're changing the play. We end up bringing some guys off the edge. I think that pressure got him to get the ball out a little quick.
He had to throw it high there.
He He did. And Brendan does a very athletic job of making the pick and then runs it back past where their original line of scrimmage was.
Yeah, no, just great. Webb is really peaking right now.
He
really
is.
having some good games. Here's another Tate catch for 39-yard touchdown.
There you go. So here he is down here at the bottom of the screen, just above the 40-yard line and the 40-yard marker. And again, we're gonna go deep. Okay, look at the pass protection you have there. Everybody did a great job
by the offensive line.
Exactly. Gave him a great pocket to step up into. You can see his tilt of his camera, what we call where he's throwing the ball. Super job to get the ball up and up and over the DB. Tarek runs by him. Big touchdown.
Yeah, this next one is the onside kick. They kicked several onside kicks, and Tate they were kicking right at him.
Mm-hmm.
One, he had the football IQ to knock it out of bounds because
Right.
it was, squib kick.
Right.
It was kind of moving
Bouncing around.
Another one, he had to jump up like 11 feet in the air and pull it down. I mean, he was a foot over the goal.
Right.
Had he been dunking a basketball. And then this one, he picks it up untouched all the way to the house. This was beautiful.
Absolutely, and he did an absolute terrific job over there, and it's not too big for him. He's used to making plays, and so this is another one. I want to point out also, watch our front line here as they kick the ball, and they're trying to get the ball back, obviously, on the onside. Look at all our guys coming up and making their blocks on the front line. They know they've got to keep these guys off of Tarek. Tarek plays the ball perfect, catches it in the air, off he goes for a touchdown. You don't see that happen very often. That's a pretty unique play.
Usually you're falling on it and
Correct.
trying to,
Correct.
Yeah.
But he was able to time that one out perfect and then takes it back for a touchdown.
We got two more. This one is the first varsity touchdown for Duvet Smith.
Dervay Smith. Dervay, older brothers Davion and Devin Smith that have played for us. Dervay's got some real speed, and you see right there, he really runs determined. He came in for Will, who had twisted an ankle earlier in the game. Super job reading his blocking, runs through a tackle, and takes it to the distance for a touchdown. Great job.
And then there's just to kind of put the nail in the coffin, this is Devin McDonald, who had a good game, by the way. Interception.
That steps in front of the crossing route, picks off the ball, runs it back, gets tackled, and so now we're in a position where we can just put our victory personnel on, take a knee, and let the clock run out.
Yeah, well, and that's what you want. Well, it was an exciting game. I know that's nerve-wracking for you, but for everybody else, it's a lot of fun to watch.
It ages me in decades. So between the last 2 weeks,
I noticed you picked up a little more gray.
Man.
So let's talk about, we got a bye week this week, no game. So you guys are going to have 2 weeks to prepare for the first game of district, which is going to be against our nemesis, Pleasant Grove. It seems like it always comes down to between us and them for the district championship. Luckily, we've come out on top way more times than they have, but they have an outstanding football team this year. And my understanding is they beat Paris 45-0 this last Friday night. That tells you a little something. They've got something going on. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to face there and what you're going to do to get prepared.
Well, very senior-laden team for them. They have tremendous size. They've got some linemen, 6'5", 285, on both sides, but really big players. Quarterback is a tremendous athlete. Johnson kid, he played the quarterback for him last year, had a big run for a touchdown against us. He can really go. They've got some athletic kids. A lot of them are highly recruited and so forth. They're ranked number 2 in 4A Division II. So it'll be a challenging game. Get to play it out here at Jeff Traylor Stadium. We're excited to play. We know we've got some things to tighten up, and we're going to be working on that for the next 2 weeks. They'll be working on it. They're off this week as well, so they'll be working on us too.
Yeah, I
so
wish they had. I wish they had Carthage or something. This week. I have to focus on them, but it's going to be a heck of a game, and folks. If you've been buying tickets and coming to football games, you have gotten your money's worth every week this entire season. It has been a battle royal against some great teams, and we have another battle. In fact, this is going to be a big battle because this is probably going to be for the district championship, I would suspect. Likely. Whoever wins this will go to district. And then, ironically, the winner of district is going to face Carthage first in the third round.
Just the way the
second place meets them in the fourth round because of the way the brackets as weird as that are.
Yes.
Yeah, but we want to win that game for sure and take the district championship and go see Carthage soon. We're ready for them, I think, anyway.
There you go.
So congratulations on another win, and good luck with this next 2 weeks. I hope you guys have great practice. And Buckeye Nation, make sure you're here in your seat early, ready to go. 2 Fridays, not next Friday, but the next, for the what could be probably will be for the district championship, Gilmer versus Pleasant Grove. We want you here. We want you dressed in black and orange, and we want you to bring noisemakers and be loud. Crowd intimidation is a big factor. We have home field advantage. Come help us make that a huge advantage. So thanks for watching the Coaches Show. We'll see you after the Pleasant Grove game. See you.